All right. So once you get AutoFish installed, run it. It'll come up here under Advanced. You just want to make sure that it's looking at the right window. World of Warcraft. Lost it already. Here it is. World of Warcraft. You can have it use lures and put lures on a certain key or whatever, and it'll use them. You want to put your fish on whatever keybind 1 is, or change the keybind to something else. Right there. So I'm basically under the bridge at Minithil Harbor. What I usually do is zoom all the way in, and then I'll just cast a bunch of times so I get an idea of where the bobbers land. All like right here. We throw AutoFish, we do fishing zone. Put that wherever the bobbers are landing. And then I've found that pixel match works better than default. And then you should be able to do auto on these, but if not, if it's not right clicking or it's missing a bunch, I put this down to 3 and that seemed to work. I don't know what the level of fishing is here required, so I don't know if my fishing's high enough to catch. You just hit start. I usually leave my bag open so I can come in and look and see how many fish I've caught. When the bobber dips, it's going to go and right click it. But I may be at like a low level for this area, which means I'm going to miss a lot. We'll just see. Let's see here. There you go. Oily blackmouth. And delete stops it. Delete key stops it. So if I were to put, say, I got these night crawlers from the graveyard. Oops. If I were to put that on my fishing pole, gives me a plus 50 fishing for 10 minutes. Now let's see if I miss a bunch. Should have plenty of night crawlers and stuff. Boom, now we're catching. And I'm getting fishing skill. I just got 79. 80. See? Fishing skill. 79.80. Like to cover up all the chat stuff so people don't need to be reading guild chat and shit. So anyway, there you go. Run it. Fishing zone. Set this stuff. Go. Put a bobber on, or put a bobble or a night crawler on or something, depending on where you're at. If your level's not quite high enough, that'll help you catch more. Let that go for 2 hours and then you'll be at max fishing for whatever level you're currently at. Then you have to go train your fishing. There you go. Boom. Now, the great place to do this is get your fishing up to like 15 or something. Or if you use night crawlers, doesn't matter. If you go all the way to Wailing Caverns and go into the instance and stealth all the way to the final boss, which you may not know where that is. But there's a place back there where you can fish, and you can just fish alone. Nobody will ever see you there because you're in an instance, all that stuff. And you catch deviant fish, but they don't seem to buy deviant fish here, so or on the Alliance side, so it's kind of ended up being worthless. I got like 80 deviant fish. But easy way to level up your fishing. And it does a randomly generated .exe name. So even if like WoW has systems that search for like fishing bot or something like that, which they're not supposed to do, but they do sometimes, it's just a random. They'll never see it, and they don't have any kind of protection against detecting this is happening because it's all outside and it's all just something moving the mouse cursor and clicking. So The only thing they could catch is if you fish for like 8 hours straight, they may have an algorithm that sees that and says, hey, this guy's been fishing for 8 hours straight. Move him and see what he does. And like if you don't move or stuff, then they know that you're botting and then you get banned. But and then the only other way is if like a whole bunch of people are reporting you as a fish bot, that you're botting fishing, then they might start looking at you and do that. But if you log out like every 2 hours and then just log back in, that resets the timer on how long you've been fishing on their algorithm. And you can actually set it up here. You can actually set this up to logging out, log out randomly every however many 120 minutes, every 2 hours. You can have it log out automatically. But I don't know if it can log you back in. I don't know how that's. I don't use that. I just do it myself. I just fish for 2 hours and then I just turn it off. But don't fish and then go to bed. That might not be a good idea. There you go. Fishing.